What is going on, guys? How's it going? So as you guys can see in the title of the video, I took a nice loss today, and in this video I'm gonna kind of review the loss that I took today, and I'm gonna go over psychological and emotional things that we go through in trading that may lead to losses like this, where you have been making money, or maybe you have not been making money and you end up taking a loss that's much bigger than what you expected. So in this video, I'm going to first go over the exact trades that I took, how it led to that, and I think you guys are going to benefit from this. Of course, I've been on a winning streak mostly, so most of my video reviews have been positive, like this is how you make money, this is how you find your zones. But we need transparency. We also take losses, and sometimes they are big losses, and we need to make sure we improve, and the only way to do that is to go through those trades and see where we can better ourselves. Alrighty, so here we have TradeZella on the left side. This is an app or a website that I like to use. It kind of puts all your trades inside of there, and I use it just to kind of review my trades. And then on the right side here, we have obviously TradingView. So first and foremost, we can see that before the 22nd and 23rd, I have been on this nice win streak, and I've been making profits, 200 bucks, 150, 300, 160. So it's been a nice uptrend. I've had 100% win rate on most days. And then let's come to the 22nd. This is where the problems really started. And I know a lot of you guys face the same issues, where you have a red day and then you follow it up with more red days. And that's usually how it goes for me. You can see I have a nice win streak, and then I have a red day, it's followed by another one. Have a red day, it's followed by another one. But the one I really want to review is this trade I took on the 23rd that I trickled into the 24th. So first we need to go over January 22nd. As you guys can see, with my win rates, we have 66%, 100%, 75, 50, 50, 100, 100. So my win rates have always been good. So what happened on this day where my win rate is only 20%? So when we click on this trade, we can see I took a few trades that day, and I'm not going to go super into detail, but let's start with Tesla. So this was on the 22nd. What's today? Today's the 24th. Yeah, so this is on the 22nd, and my first trade today on that day was Tesla. So I took some Tesla puts. So I took some puts around right here, around the 212 area. There was some resistance sitting around this 212 area. I took some puts. Obviously, it did not work in my favor. It pushed against me slightly. I cut my losses at 7%. Great trade. And then I think it was actually right here that I took those Tesla puts. So it pushed against me, lost some money. That's fine. And then it says 951. Let me see, 950. So it was around right here. I took some puts. So I took some puts around this area, and this thing pushed against me, and I took that loss. That's fine. Hit my stop loss. I respected it. Great trade. Very small loss. Then I ended up taking some calls on Tesla around the same area. So I took those calls right after that put. I sold that put. I took some calls because I seen Tesla was breaking some buyers were stepping in. I took some calls, and this is where the psychological warfare comes in. So around right here, I seen some resistance. So we come up to this level, and this is where I wanted to sell. So we get to this area, and I go to sell my position, and we end up, my orders don't get filled. So it starts pushing down a little, comes up. I try to fill my position again because I know there's some resistance around this area. and it doesn't get filled again, and it starts to go against me, and I cut that loss. So right now I am already in a mindset that is not good. That is not a positive place. That's not a place you want to be in, because you already are setting yourself up for failure by taking another trade, because you're already mad at the markets. You think it's the market's fault that your order didn't execute, and maybe it is the broker's fault. It is Robinhood. But if you are not in a position to take another trade, which I should not have, but I did. I took what's called a revenge trade. Tesla came here, and we can see I bought some puts around that area. And this was actually, it was a revenge trade, but it was a smart trade also. It was around 1019, 1020 area. So this resistance area is gone. Those sellers were gone. So around right here is when I took those puts, and I held it and I played to the next zone. Good, 100%, 13% win. So we get to this area, I sell my position. That's a great trade. And then I follow it up with calls on Meta. I took a loss on that. And then I took a put on SMCI, took a loss on that. And the reason I took these two trades was I was just trying to get green on the day, even if it was $1, because I was on this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I was on a 7-day win streak, and I just wanted to continue that till the end of the month. Terrible mindset once again. So once I took that loss, I'm like, okay, it looks like it's gonna be a red day. And now we go over to the 23rd. And on the 23rd, this is yesterday, another terrible mindset trading. My first trade of the day was a very small loss on Tesla. So it was about 10 minutes after the open. I take this call on Tesla. So let me see where it was. So right when the market opens, I take, or 10 minutes into the open, I take these calls on Tesla around this area, targeting this area. It went my way, and then it came back, and I just took that loss. Anyways, and then I go into puts around 946, which was around right here. So I go into puts about right here, and I'm targeting this area. I held for a little bit longer, made some profits, and I told myself, and this is where things get bad. So let's go back to the 22nd. I wrote some notes down, and this is what happens when you don't even pay attention to your own notes. I said it was a terrible day in terms of win rate, because I only had a 20% win rate right here. So I said I need to execute faster exits, so maybe before it reaches the target, exit a little earlier. 2 reds and call it a day. If I have 2 reds, what was it? Call it a day. Don't trade away from screens. I had a dentist appointment, and I was trading this without using Bookmaps or the desktop trading view. I was trading from my phone, which is a no-go. You should never trade from just your phone, and don't rush a trade. This first couple of trades that I took, I was sitting on my computer actually for the first 2 trades, and I had an appointment in 10 minutes, and I said, I'm gonna quickly take these trades, make some money, and then go to my appointment. Terrible idea. So now we go back to this. So I take this win on Tesla, and I should have just been done. I told myself, I'm gonna quickly take some puts on Nvidia and see how it goes. So I take these puts on Nvidia, and I lose basically that money again. And between these two, I'm basically break even on the day again. And so I go to my appointment, and then I come back, and this is when things are bad. I am slightly red on the day, and I tell myself, I need to make that money back. And the way I can make that money back is if I trade SPCI. And this is it's a tech stock. like an AI type stock, and the contracts move crazy. So they can go up 100%, they can come down 100%. And this is where I lost a lot of that money. So we can see at 1/3, and this is just straight psychological warfare when it comes to trading. So I took this put around right here, around 130, what was it, 156. So I take some puts around right here. There was a resistance level here, and I believed we were going to break that resistance from price action, and we didn't. So it starts going against me slightly, and I am telling myself, oh man, I don't want to be red on the day, so I'm going to just keep holding. It comes to what should have been my stop loss, and I keep holding, pushes back. Now you're trading with just hope. I seen Bookmaps, and I seen those buyers are coming in strong, and those sellers are disappearing. And that is your sign that, hey, that trade is over. You took that loss, just take it, swallow it, go to the next day, and that's how you live to trade another day. But what did I do? I hold on to this trade. I keep holding, and I'm like, 455 is a resistance. In the last 30 minutes of the market, this thing is going to drop. And no, it just keeps running. And obviously we can see it keeps running into the next day. And now I turn a day trade into a swing trade. Another terrible thing you should never do. So I jot down my key areas. I'm like, if it breaks 460, there's buyers at 450 and 440, so I can still continue to hold this thing. And obviously that did not happen. It came to 460, and those buyers bought it up and ran this thing to almost $500. And guess what? I'm still holding on to this trade, and this is where things are bad when it comes to options trading. Because if this was me just holding on to the stock, it comes back to where I bought, then you're fine because you're break even, exactly break even. But with options, every day that goes by, your options decay. That's just the way options work. They decay over time. Those contracts lose value over time. And now I don't need this thing to go back to 440 where I bought it. I need this thing to come down to 420 and 430 for me to be break even, So what are a few takeaways from this? Number one, when you write notes and actually follow them. If I followed my rules of 2 red days and call it a day, that means after I took this red and this red, I would have saved myself over $1,000, right? So that's the first rule. Follow your rules. Execute faster exits. Once it reached my stop loss, even after I took more trades, if I just executed right away, then I would have saved myself a few $100. Don't trade away from screens. Once this thing broke that area that I should have sold, I kept holding and I was far away from my screen. I went to work and everything, So these things happen. It happens to the best of traders. It happens to new traders, experienced traders. It happens to every single one of us where we have a tilt, which is things go bad and you start to blame the market and you keep adding to positions and you just refuse to lose. You just refuse. You tell yourself, I am not going to lose. This thing will eventually turn around. And guess what? Most of the times it does not turn around, right? And there are, what I love about TradeZella, this is not like a affiliate or anything for them, but what I love about them is they break your trades and tell you when you are best at trading. And for me, I see that between 9:30 and 11 o'clock is when I make the most profits. I have an 80% win percentage during those times. After 11 o'clock until I think about 3 p.m., it drops to about 40%. And then after and then the last hour of trading is like 20%. So me knowing that I am terrible at trading in the afternoon session should tell me to never trade in the afternoon session and to only trade that first hour, hour and a half in the day. Find out what you are good at and just continue to do that. Things that you are bad at, avoid them 100%. You can ignore things. I was ignoring those buyers, but guess what? The market does not care that you ignore them. It's not going to bring the stock down because you ignored them. The markets will keep going where they want to go. Your job is to react and to learn from your mistakes. So what is my plan moving forward? Number one, this position that I'm in, it could go to zero. Tomorrow we could wake up, this thing could be down 5%. It does not matter. My job is, maybe I'll take the day off tomorrow. I traded today. I traded on Webull today, made like $100 on Netflix. But my job is stay away from the screens for a day, refresh your mind, and then when you come back, you are not looking at those prior trades. They're completely out of your mind in terms of, I need to make this money back, I need to make that back. You just trade that day. You wait for those setups to come to you, number one. Number two, you want your confidence back. So what you need to do is trade with less money. What do people usually do? They up it. They're like, oh, I'll trade with a little bit more so I can make money back. No, you bring it down so that when you're down 10%, your heart is not racing. It's only going to be a couple $100, something like that. And to actually follow your rules. Maybe you say, I'm going to only take 2 trades. Doesn't matter if they're red, but I need to build my confidence. Maybe tomorrow I'll add a contract. Maybe next week I'll add a couple more contracts. But for now, I'll just trade with 1 contract. And then when I start getting the ball rolling again, then I'm going to trade again. You need to also hold yourself accountable. This happened because of me and only because of me, no one else. This did not happen because the market makers did this to me. It did not happen because they wanted to move it. That's what people say. Oh, look what they did. Oh, they're moving it. Oh, no. You bought the contracts, and if you bought the opposite contracts and you made money, you say that you made money. But when you lose money, you say they made you lose. That mindset is already a loser's mindset. Winners improve themselves. So your job is, I need to win. I need to improve myself. I need to fix what I need to fix. Don't ignore red flags in your trading. And that is all for today. So guys, I'll be back on the Discord probably Friday, hopefully Friday, to trade with you guys. Until then, peace.